So you really got to get your hand in here. You want to lock it in place, and you can go off at the top here. You can get down in this channel sometimes, down in here, over this way. It could be a twist, a push, whatever you have to do to get back to the dent. I'm using sort of a combination of all of those moves to get back in here and get everything. And let's see if we can zoom in on that. See, we're starting to get pushed through right there on the tip. So all I do is take, and I just rotate it the same every time. Now we're back to a clean tip right there. All right, so I'm going to take the tool and I'm going to walk my way in from the edge with slight pushes until I get right in the middle here, right into that impact point. And that's when I work it up very, very slowly. I'm paying extra attention to see whether I have push through or not. If you see even the slightest little pinch in the paint, you have to stop and switch that tip around. As you can see, the pushes are very light. It's not you're not going to see a drastic change with any one push. It's trying to relieve some of the pressure that's locked up in this dent. Even though it didn't look that deep, I actually am going to have to switch to the flat bar to get the bottom of this dent to start up. So here's the flat bar, leather wrapped with a little bit of duct tape. It's really tight. This actually barely fits back to that section. Getting a much broader movement now, as you can imagine. The flat bar certainly gives you a wider push than a round bar does. It's very stout metal. Part of that's the being near the edge of the panel. And the other part is the pretty tight radius. All right, so you can see this little bit of a kick I have in the flat bar. I need to flatten that out a little bit more to get in there a little bit deeper. You can see how tight the middle of the dent really is. Getting a good bit of pressure on the dent. You can actually see that I missed a push or two where it slipped. It slipped up to right here, and I got into the soft metal. I slipped right down here a little bit. And now is when you can see the volcano starting to form. Always make sure you turn your heat gun off before you go into knockdown so you don't burn your hands. But I've been concentrating most of my pushes right here through the middle. It's mounted the dent up, and if we looked at a cross section, you have your volcano. So we've gotten a good bit of the depth out. I'll turn the heat gun back on. It really hasn't had time to cool down. We're going to go right back at pushing right at the center. And I'm still using the flat bar. All right, so stepping back and just taking a break. We're 2 rounds into soft pushes with a flat bar. And you can see that a ton of the depth has been taken out of the dent. The paint's still completely intact. Just wanted to take a break and show you where we're at here and how the volcano approach to moving this metal is working. All right, back at it. All right, so we're back at it with the round bar. We're going to see if we got enough room in here now. Now we can just barely get this in. We've certainly got a lot better control as far as pinpointing goes and getting right on that center crease with this tool. And the adjustable handle is really nice. I can pop it off and switch it around to get into a more ergonomic stance and take a little bit of the pressure off my wrists. Yep. There's a straight up on the camera right there is another push through. We're wearing through the tip. See it right there? We push through. All right, that's round 3, and we'll go in and knock it down and see how we're looking. I'm going to try to clean up these push throughs. All right, looks like I've gotten the majority of the deepest depth out. I'm going to go ahead and switch to the yellow fog cover now. All right, so I've got it switched over to the yellow fog. It looks like the camera might be having a little bit of trouble color-wise, but I promise it's the yellow lens from Cowl Stucky with the fog line. Yeah, still attacking the center of the dent. All right, so other than a couple of pockets here, looks like we've gotten the majority of the depth up. All right, we may have to move the camera for this, so bear with me. Looks like we've actually almost got a double whammy of a crease here. One. Looks like we've actually got two impact points. And right there you can see one of those push throughs I was talking about. Let's get the camera set back up and I'll show you how I go after these.